majorly consists of the waste people. Then I go another message. So I want you all to be healthy. When you are healthy, you will also think properly. That is that when you are healthy, you will also conserve the water. Now, how we can conserve the water? If you look at, see, I would suggest you to take more pulses. In the Dharwad, you eat more of rice, but if you also start eating more of pulses, there are advantages. What are the advantages? You can reduce the obesity. Our study shows that lipid accumulation in the body comes down by having pulses. It helps in optimal brain functioning. So you are all computer scientists, you work with computers. Your brain also has to work to develop the algorithm, etc. For that, I would say you should have more and more pulses in your diet. Then it's a good source of vitamins and minerals. It reduces the risk of cancer, lowers the blood pressure. It helps in digestion and boosts the metabolism. Now, when you start eating more and more pulses, we need to grow the pulses. So that is where you will understand the importance of growing pulse. In the next slide, to grow a kg of pulse, you require only 200 liters of water. Whereas to grow a kg of chicken, either the rice or wheat, you need 3,000 liters for a kg of rice, while 5,000 liters for a kg of wheat. And to grow a sugar, you need 10,000 liters of water. And for the wheat or the livestock wherein you invested require 15,000 liters of water per kg of the wheat. Now, when you start growing pulses, you will also reduce the human-animal conflict. That means in a villages where human-animal conflict happens, wild animals move during the non-monsoon season in search of water or the food. In those villages, if farmers grow pulses, then the crop is not attacked by the animals. In the process, we can reduce the human-animal conflict. A simple action at your end of eating more pulses will reduce the water footprint and also bring down the human-animal conflict. One of my colleagues who was a director of the place, when he was a director, we had all the problems related to the health, like blood pressure, sugar, etc. Today, when you look at his food plate, he takes the 5 varieties of vegetables, 5 varieties of fruit, and a bowl of pulses. When you look at 5 varieties of vegetable and 5 varieties of fruit, each of 50 grams and a bowl of pulse, it gives a diversity. When your food plate is diverse, with the many vegetable and fruit, it gives you the stability in your body. So that's what happens. This is the kind of the healthy diet one can have. So today, the gentleman whom I am referring is about 75 years. He neither have the sugar nor the blood pressure. That means healthy diet gives you the physiological, psychological, sociological, environmental benefits and nutritional, emotional and spiritual well-being. You would have seen when people eat too much of pizza, you see them quarreling in the late. Whereas when people have a healthy diet, like our earlier system, that in those houses in the late night, the entire family would have sat and discussed the other matters. So that is where you see there the less conflict in the system when we have a diversity in our neighborhood. Now, to understand this further and to understand the relevance of the spatial data, let me take you to the Western Ghats. This is my home. It starts at Kerala to Gujarat. It extends about 1,600 kilometers. The Western Ghats constitute only 5% of the India's geographical area. When you look at the Western Ghats, let us look at the number of species that is there. You see that Western Ghats, as I said, it extends from Kerala to Gujarat. The latitude wise, it extends from 8 degrees to 22 degrees latitude. When you look at that, against the latitudinal gradient, the number of species, you will see numbers are highest at 8 to 14 degrees latitude, which corresponds to Kerala and Karnataka part of Western Ghats. That's where people in Kerala and Karnataka have a special responsibility of conserving the Western Ghats to ensure that we can the diversity of life there. Diversity of life means diverse plants and diverse animals. When you have diverse plants and animals, you have diverse food and diverse medicine. So this is what we need to understand. The nature gives us plenty, but we using our species are there. As per science, as I said, one to the 1 to 1.5 billion species. That means there are still more species to be discovered. There are a lot more to be done. That is where let us conserve the thing. That is where to conserve to plant the thing. Now, when you look at the nature, nature is always in balance as long as the food environment doesn't appear. See, when you look at this slide, you can see the thermodynamic system. Here, all the plants are competing with each other, and they are getting the solar energy. They are synthesizing the food at the same time. And there is optimization of it. You can understand as an engineer the what is optimization with this slide. And also there is a remediation and sustainability in the nature. These are all the principles of nature. Now, if you want to make sure sustenance is there, then you need to manage the ecosystem. That is called ecosystem approach. That means you will ensure the physical and chemical integrity. Then only you can ensure the biological integrity. The species that occur in a particular region, you cannot bring it to Bangalore or Dharwad and you can culture them. Then they will not have the medicinal properties. To have them with those species with the medicinal properties, you need to go in the region where they occur. So that's where you need to maintain the physical and chemical integrity of the system. So that is called ecosystem approach. When you do that, if you do that ecosystem approach, you need to do the planning. That is the data. I said earlier is the data with reference to space. For example, is the map data is available on temporal scale. That means at a regular interval of 21 or 30 days or the 12 days you get the data. Temporal means time. And this data, is available from 1970. In fact, in 70s we launched the satellite. Every 21 or 30 days interval you get the data. So that means for the last 50 years data is available. That's a big data that you can analyze, you can understand patterns as a computer engineer, you are all like developing the more system and plus of people think in your own the data are the substance. If this there is number associated with that depends on how many bits are used to digitize the data. If that is the number the 7 bit, then it is 0 to 1. There are 8 bit or 11 bit or 12 bit numbers are available today. So the variation, it helps in capturing the variability of the state. So that because of that variability, you should be able to identify the feature. You can understand the pattern. All those things you can. Today, you get this data for each the form. You will get this data in various forms. You will get the data in green, red, infrared, and the mid infrared and microwave region. That means you have a huge data. To handle the data as a computer specialist or engineer, you should be able to understand the phenomena or approach toward the earth process. Okay. Now, what are the kinds of data today you require to analyze this kind of remote sensing data? You all know the Survey of India topographic map. This is the topographic feature. This data is available at the SOI website. Some data are freely downloadable. The other you need to download. So then a remote sensing data of various resolution. Some have the pixel resolution of 5.6 meters, some have 30 meters, or this is of 250 meters. You can see that 250 meters a frame covers a larger area, while the iconus data, which is about the 1 meter resolution, will cover the smaller area, but it will have more detail. You as a computer specialist, you should be able to use this data.
Hello, hello, sir. It is not audible. Hello, sir. No audio. It is not audible. Mic sir, it is muted. Unmute your mic. Sir, unmute your mic.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Is there someone is controlling this audio, madam?
No, sir. No, sir.
Then I could. Okay. Get back to the thing. Slide what I was talking last. Tell me from when you could listen to me.
10 to 2 minutes. So only 3 minutes. It is not audible.
No, can you this slide you hear the spatial data?
17th slide, sir. 17th slide. 7.
Oh, that is
Then, sir. 17th is over. 18th, sir.
okay. Madam, please make sure that no one mutes me. Okay.
Yes, sir. Here nobody is muting.
Because here I am operating it. I don't think I have muted that thing. Because I am not using it to anything else except moving the slide. Now coming back to the data. I talked about the data, the remote sensing data that is available from 1970s onwards and regular interval of days or 21 days or 30 days for the last data. That means as a computer we should get the data, understand the process of phenomena. Now, just at the like Survey of India topographic map, this you can get it from Survey of India. Then the remote sensing data is available in various resolutions. You see that this data is of 1 meter resolution, while Landsat is 30-meter resolution. This is about the 250-meter resolution. When I say 1 meter or a 30-meter or 250-meter resolution, that means the pixel will have the information corresponding to 1 meter by 1 meter on the ground, or 30 meter by 30 meter on the ground. You know, is that data is stored in 1 pixel. That's where you see that 1 meter resolution, you can make out more details compared to the 30 meter or 250 meter. Now, if you want to take advantage of this various spatial resolution, getting the Iconos data is a very costly, whereas Landsat data you can really download. Landsat data is a multispectral data, you have various kinds of data, while this is spatial resolution, as a computer engineer, you can develop the fusion algorithm to use this Iconos data with the Landsat. That means you get the Landsat, the multispectral information at the 1 meter resolution. Then we also do the so that is where the global positioning system it helps in the navigation. Then other than that, you have to have limits to make use of to analyze the remote sensing data. To analyze the remote sensing data, you need to classify the information that you need to combine it that you either collect from the or you will use the Google Earth that information. That information those polygons and use those polygons as to entire image. That's how you do that. Okay. Now let us look at the spatial resolution in greater detail. Indoor area, a small region, 1 meter by 1 meter, while it is 4 meter by 4 meter, 25 meter by 25 meter. And this is that is you have to pay. So that's where we developed the fusion algorithm to use the data, one-time data we find, and we keep resolution, whereas this for very good in resolution. Now, these are the various kinds of data and various platforms that are available. If you do the Google search, you will get the articles like Adobe and other sites, the Landsat.org, many websites available. These are available from 1972. This is to have the visible back and the rear is and made in spatial resolution is 120 meters and temporal resolution is 18 meters. You get the screen for the region. That is not just for Bangalore, part of the globe to get this data. That means there is a mass available online. Only the thing is we need the talented experts to analyze the data. That is where I am hoping that we will have many youngsters who can handle this, the large amount of data available in public domain. You also get the topographic information through the SRTM data, and also you have because these are optical data which you have problem of cloud cover, etc. Whereas in the radar or microwave data, you do not encounter that. So these are the various data that is available today. The countries there is more secure because remote sensing data is used in the border to keep track of the people who are trying to terrorist entering the country or that kind of issue. Okay. Now, if you want to download the data, these are the websites where you can get the data. The NRSA, the NASA website, this is this one. You can also see the plan look viewer. This is the menu driven. You can choose the region of interest. You can download the data required for your study region. Then also you have Glowix, the visualization viewer, and then Indian data. The one is there at this website. You can get the data where the remote sensing data acquired through the Indian satellites are available here. The sample data is available. You can download the smart UI. There is a model data. Which is a solution available on daily basis. So when you look at this massive data that is available, it's only the computer and the talented experts are required to analyze that. Data is never a constraint now. Now, when you look at the geospatial technologies, naturally, when you want to handle this data, you need to know how to collect the data, how to acquire data. That is where remote sensing, GIS helps in spatial analysis for the people who cannot do the coding, the people who cannot then custom driven, the customized softwares are available, which help in the spatial analysis. And for you people, I don't recommend the GIS software. You should write your own code and do the analysis. Make your kids, students to do the analysis. Then global positioning system, as I said earlier, to collect the field data. Now all this together is called spatial and temporal, the data required for the analysis. Now you have GIS, GPS, remote sensing data. Remote sensing data gives the spatial data at regular time interval. That means on temporal scale. GPS helps in the field data collection. To analyze remote sensing data, you need to interact with the field. That is why GPS helps. GPS helps in the analysis. You know, for people who do not the programming, then they need to use the customized software. Okay, all these three are known as the utilized for spatial and temporal. Now, when you look at the data, I said that you will get the data in a various the bands, and this data is available helpful in the land use land cover check. You know how the land cover in a region is changing. You can analyze, you can extract the pictures. For example, if you are interested in mango tree in a region, you should be able to extract that. Then you can also analyze the pattern, the river course, etc., or kind of the vegetation that is there in the region. You can do the modeling because you have done the analysis with the historical data or the data at the regular template. With that knowledge, you should be able to do the modeling. You can also visualize the urban growth. You can do the wasteland map, biodiversity study, and changes climatic and climate. Across the mind to have the application. Now, when you look at the remote sensing data, wherever water is there, you will see that it appears flat. That is the total absorption. That means either the reflection or absorption or the emission take an advantage when capturing the remote sensing data. Okay. Now, when you see this, these are the bands of data that is available. Now, let us try to understand how this remote sensing data helps. What is the principle behind that? You know, when you look at the vegetation during the sunny day, vegetation, the leaves appear green. That is mainly because solar energy falls to the vegetation. Because the energy in the blue and red band is absorbed, while the energy in the green band gets reflected. Because of the reflected energy is in the green wavelength, your eye perceives the vegetation as green. So now when you look at the structural response pattern, you see that the point here is blue, point 5 is green, and the point 7 is the red. Now you see that reflected energy is higher in the green, And near infrared band is picks up further for the vegetation. The green is for the vegetation. How the vegetation reflects across the various wavelengths. See, you would have got the data at this various wavelengths. This helps them they identify the various earth features. Similarly, the soil reflection pattern, if you look at, you see that reflection is much higher. And there is a difference between soil and the vegetation. Because of this, you can see the soil from the vegetation. Now you can see that at 2.19 and the 2.4, these are called what observation bank. That means the vector in the green leaf. Also, you can map water in the soil. Also, can map. If you talk to civil engineering colleagues, they will talk about soil moisture, which you can assess because of this ability in the the various wavelengths. Okay, let us try to understand this how this reflection helps in mapping the vegetation. This, as I said earlier, for the normal healthy life, reflection is much higher compared to the net energy. While the damage leaf, it is lower. Because of this, the digital numbers are different. You should be able to make out where all the damage has happened compared to the normal leaf. So that means you are able to make out the different kinds of vegetation and also the condition of the vegetation. You can make out because of this principle. Okay. Now you can also chronic damage as well as dead leaf you can make out. Okay. Now to analyze this, we have the free and open source software. The way back in '98, I pushed this idea in India. Now today we have the grass, the remote sensing, the software is available. You have 2 layers. All this data is all this software which are the free and open source. We have archived at our website. It's available at this link. So and also content management systems are available. Those who are interested developing the web page and also for the management system. The online gate user and class this are available. So and then you have Linux PHP for the scripting and the various other the software are also available today. That means the data is available in the public domain and you have the software also in public domain. You will be able to do it at zero cost. You have a statistics software or some of you might have used that and some of you might be using the past for statistical analysis, principal component analysis, then GIS like GIS and deliveries, etc. Now these are some of the softwares which you can download and you can use from the website. Now when you get the data, the data related to the various depending on your requirement, you will do that. And also it will help in find out according to the ecosystem and also each account. This is what we do that. Okay. Now let me take you to the one of the case studies which we have implemented in Uttar Kannada district. It is adjacent to the Dharwad district. This is the district is in the western part of the Karnataka. It has a 3 agroclimatic zone. You can see the coast, hilly terrain, and you have the lakes. At the district, you have Dharwad district. Okay, so this is the water bodies in the district. These are all the streets. You can also do the analysis. So if the dam is constructed, what is the impact? And if dam is not constructed, what are the benefits of the river? All those analyses can be done spatially. Okay. Now, when you look at this, we can do the studies for the entire catchment. That is what when we take the river basin, we take the entire catchment. This is the you can see Kali River. It is originates at Calcutta and passes through the Uttar Kannada district joins the ocean. This is has a dam, while the Gangavali and Aganashni doesn't have dam. Sharavati has dam. So that way comparative assessment also one can do. This gives the elevation in the region, SRTM, the digital elevation model, and this gives the slope and the drainage network. Okay. Now, when you have the remote sensing data in various bands, what are the kinds of analysis one can do? Let us try to understand. First is we will generate the false color composition. See, that means you have the data in the green band, red band, and near infrared band. See, when you look at the data will not have color. It is only the variation in the gray level you have captured at a particular wavelength. When I say the data in blue band, that means the analog signals acquired in 0.4 to zero point 0.5 corresponding to blue wavelength is captured in that band of data. So similarly, similarly, green, red, these are all stored in the charge coupled devices. So that is what the data is made available to the public. We can download the data. Once you have the data in various bands, first thing we do is geo-rectification. We see that whether there are any errors, geometric errors, and radiometric errors. Then we will generate a false color composite. Once we do the geo correction, we generate a false color. That means all the bands of data have no the geometric the displacement. Then you can overlay one above the other. That is what we have done. When you generate that the composite data, you assign the colors blue, green, and red to those the respective wavelengths. So when you do that, you see the heterogeneous patches. Now these heterogeneous patches you cannot make out what they are on the ground, whether it is a agriculture, whether it's a forest, or whether it is the water. Now to find out what they are, you will collect the polygon here. That means you will digitize the polygon like this, corresponding to heterogeneous patches, which are well distributed, covers 10 or 15% of the study area. Now each polygon is geo-referenced. That means they have the x and y coordinates. I can transfer that to GPS. When I transfer it to GPS, when I go to the field, when I travel to the field, when I go near this polygon, it keeps. Then I will note down whether it's agriculture or plantation. That's how I collect the field data, the data from the field. This is the training data which is used for classifying the remote sensing data of the entire district. That means 15% training data we have collected from the field. Out of that, 60% is used for classifying, remaining 40% for the accuracy assessment or to see whether we have done the classification properly. Okay, now you see that we have got the field. We are assessing the thing. The district was divided into various districts. We have chosen some of the grid corresponding to the various vegetation. Then we have the GPS. We go and collect the field data. You can see we collect from the forest, agriculture, and the water, etc. This is the topographic map we use it, and then we note down the attribute information either in our mobile or because mobile won't work in the forested area. We carry the field book. We note down the details corresponding to those polygons. Okay. To summarize what I said so far, you acquire the remote sensing data. These are the data acquired at the various sites device. You download the data. Then also you compare the data related to that region from the topo sheet and vegetation reference institute, etc. This helps in the finding out the boundary of the study region, etc. Now the raster data you do the preliminary image processing and speed processing to do the geometry correction, and then you generate a false color composite, go to the field, collect the field data. Part of the field data you will use for land use analysis to find out what is the various agriculture, forest, etc. once the composite. Similarly, you can do the other analysis called landscape analysis. Here, you do the analysis of extent of region under the vegetation versus the non-vegetation. Okay, so then when you have this data at various time scales, the temporal land use, you can do the change detection, etc. That's what we have done for this district. Now, when you have this land use details, you can see that how the land use has changed from the time T1 to the time T2. So from 1970 to 2018, we have analyzed this. But now when you look at this, you see the evergreen forest has reduced from 68% to 29% as you move from 1973 to 2018. Okay. Now I will just visualize it. Geo-visualization is another thing you would have studied. You would be teaching your students the simulation, geo-visualization, and modeling. So that is what we have tried. Now 1973 from the land use analysis, we know this is the forest coverage that is 83%. So for your information, this district has the distinction of having higher forest cover in the country. And even in this district, you will see that there are changes happening. This district is supposed to be affected district, but even then you see some destruction happening. Then 1979, you can see that this the region we lost the forest. So you can see here because of the human population, you see that here forest department converted into teak plantation. They removed the native forest. Then 89, you see, we constructed a dam. With that, we lost the forest and some more region. 99, 2010, 2013, 2018. Now you have got the pattern. You know where the changes are happening, where the degradation is happening. If you are a decision maker, Then if I say this region there's a degradation, you know that where the degradation has happened and how much. So that you will take the decision to restore the forest or the river. Okay, this is where it helps in the decision making. This is how many every district headquarters has the NRDMS Center, Natural Resources Data Management Center. There the staff are not equipped with the challenge to analyze the data. That is where the universities join hands, and that's what I have seen in many places. The universities join hands with the government in the decision making. Now, when you look at the statistics, you see the forest, because evergreen forest which is 67%. Today it's about 29%. You see, that is the level of degradation that has happened in the region. Now, another thing you see that forests are also fragmented. You see, somebody comes and converts a patch of land into the agriculture. If nobody questions, patch of land about 1 acre will become 200 acres in a short duration of 1 or 2 years. This is what I have witnessed when I have traveled in this region. Now you might ask, okay, people are getting the food, why are you worried? But you should also keep in mind, when you get a food, you should also have diversity in your food. The diversity is given by the nature. When you remove the diversity in the nature, you will not get the diverse food as I talked about it in the initial. Now, what are the implications of that? Forests are getting fragmented. Using remote sensing data, you are able to capture the pattern of fragmentation. There are various levels of fragmentation, like perforation. You see the fragmentation, dividing the thing, then the dissection, okay, shrinkage, and this. These are the various metrics we use it for this. Now, why we need to analyze this? We'll try to understand. For example, see the animal reside here. For them, this entire region is their territory. They move from here to here. It is like we move from Kerala to Kashmir. Now, see, as they move, they encounter the agriculture. Now, naturally, they will eat. When they eat, there is a crop damage happen. Then the farmer has reacted. He will start shooting or hunting the animal. Now, the animal senses that here, he starts residing in a smaller pocket. Earlier, animals which were here used to move to this region. But now it starts residing in smaller pockets. It breed among themselves, in the metapopulation. That means people residing in a smaller village, they do not come out, they breed among their residents. In the process, since there is no exchange of genes, the gene becomes the weaker gene. So otherwise the gene here would have exchanged the gene with the animal here. But now there is no exchange of genes. Because of that, you see the gene becomes weaker and finally it leads to the extinction of the species. So this phenomena is called inbreeding, leading to extinction. That is why if you want to bring down the extinction, you need to understand where all fragmentations are happening. These are in the critically important region. Okay, I'm not telling everywhere. Wherever the animals have their habitat, we need to make sure there should not be any fragmentation. How to deal with the fragmentation? Simple indices. You will find out here proportional to the number of forest pixels to the total number of non-water pixels. You would consider a kernel of 5 by 5, that means 25 pixels, and then you compute TF and TF. If you compute TF and TF, you can find out the various status of the forest. If TF is 1, that is the intact forest. That means all the pixels. See, if it is 25 pixels, and the ratio becomes with all our forests, then 25 by 25 becomes 1. So that's how PF is 1. The patch forest, if PF is less than zero point 0.4 or greater than zero point 0.6, these all indicate the various levels of fragmentation. So we have analyzed the range using the remote sensing data from 1973 to 79 to 89. Now you can see the 2018, you see that this is in now you see that more of patch forest or fragmented forest are in the district. That means the entire district we have lost the forest. So now this kind of analysis is possible because we have the spatial data available at regular intervals. This is what one can analyze. This is what kind of analysis one can do which helps in the decision making. Now, with that temporal data, you can also visualize what is likely to happen in 2020 or 2022. That's what we have predicted. For a known year, we simulated. We use various algorithms. We have tried almost all the algorithms like cellular automata, the agent-based models, AHPs, etc. GeoMart, LCM, etc. So with the known year, we compared with the actual result. Once we saw that the accuracy is higher, then we started simulating for the other year, unknown year. That's how we got to know where is the kind of forest that is likely to be there in 2022 by protecting the forest or without protection. What is the situation we have analyzed? So that means if we spend money on the protection, what is the kind of benefit we'll get? If you don't do anything, what is the scenario you will have? Like you see the decline of 40% compared to 60%. Okay. So now you understood the importance of the spatial data, which helps in the modeling. Okay. Now let us also try to understand what is the use of forest. Because some of the people are saying, keep asking, what is the use of forest? What is the use of water bodies? There are so many jokers in the system who keep asking such questions without understanding the importance of the system. Now let us try to quantify what are the foods that we get from the forest. So you all know that you get timber, you get NTFC, medicinal plants, all those things. You just find out what is the quantity that is available. You get it from the forest department as well. You can also do your own field survey to find out what are the foods you have. And also find out what is the market price. So now, if we this then we have n product. So that means each variety we have looked at it. Two is the quantity, three is the price. Price is the market price minus the cost. Okay. Now, for example, if you take paper, you see that you have the level column. I ranges from 1 to 11, while the J is 1 to 4. So 1 to 7, the J is, if it is a timber, teak, rosewood, sandalwood, etc., you have varieties of. You are quantifying this for each column, aggregating that for the entire district. That's how for each of this, you find out the quantity and then aggregate this. That's how you get the total value of the producing goods. That means the kind of tangible benefit you can get from the forest in terms of the timber, fuel, non-timber forest produced like spices, etc., medicinal plant, etc. Now, when we did this quantification, we saw that the value or the worth of the forest is 9,282 crores. So, scenario one, wherein we have considered timber, NTFC, the liquor, hydrological, the water, etc. So, it amounts to 9,282 crores. While when you consider the scenario two, I add the wild fruit along with this. The animals are there in the forest, they sustained by the wild fruit. We quantified how many fruits are there because we carried out a field survey to find out the kind of the fruits that are available in the list. It will add to another 2,000 crores. If I add the carbon sequestration or the oxygen production, it adds up to another 3,000 crores. So that means it becomes 15,000 crores per year. That means in a district of 10,000 square kilometers, every year you are getting 9,282 crores per every year. This is a recurring the benefit what you have. Like if you keep 1,000 rupees in the bank at 12% interest, every year you will get 120 rupees as the interest. Something similar to that. By keeping the forest, every year the state is getting benefited from 9,000 to 15,000 crores. Now let us look at how our Babu do the quantification. So in this, if you look at there is something called gross district domestic product or a GDP. When we look at the GDP for the Uttar Kannada district, it is about 5,800 crores per year. In that, they have shown the forest sector contributes 180 crores. 9,000 crores when we do the quantification based on the data that is available in the forest department, which is the quantification. We are getting 9,000 to 15,000 crores, whereas what GDP calculation they have done, they have considered only 180 crores. Because of this undervaluation, there is a mismanagement in the region. Now, when you have the spatial data, one cannot do the undervaluation. That is how you can, as an engineer, are helping the curtailing the mismanagement in the system. Okay. Now, these are the various scenarios. Now, let's look at the other important aspect, the water. Hydrological services provided by this. See, that is where you need to understand the spatial pattern. How the land is covered decides its function. Now, what are the functions of the landscape? You see that you have hydrological cycle, ecological nutrient cycle. You all know the carbon, hydrogen, which you are studied when you are in the environment. Now, depending on vegetation cover, you know that their capabilities are different. Now, if you understand the spatial pattern of the vegetation cover, you should be able to analyze what are the changes that has happened in the system if the region spatial pattern there earlier. And if the change in spatial pattern, what are the things we lost? You can analyze it spatially. Now to demonstrate that, to quantify that, I will take you to the region where the dam was constructed in 1965. This is the dam is constructed in Ravati River Basin. Then these are the four river basins. We have done the analysis across the four river basins. You see that this is the region, the rainfall is higher, and this is the moderate and the river. Now, when you look at this region carefully, the land cover, if you look at, you see here intact forests are there, and as the time goes closer, you see the forests we have lost, and you see the fragmentation also is river. You see that whatever the intact forest today is more fragmented and the river. Now, what are the implications of this? Let us try to understand it. Each river basin, we have tried to understand what is the land use or the land cover change across the river basin. That means you have the data for the entire study region. You can also fractionate and river basin wise you can do the analysis. So that is the beauty of the data analysis. So at the deep aggregated level you can do the analysis. Now then you can link it with the hydrological and ecological parameters to understand further of the data. Now for example, if you look at this, the hydrological thing, you will see that this is the region where you have the water for all the 12 months in the region. Here it is 6 to 8 months or 4 months water is available. This is the region there is always a water scarcity. Here there is a reserve. Now if you recall, this is the region where you have the forest cover, the good forest cover in the region, whereas the intact forest was there, whereas the fragmented forests are in this region. Now exactly the same pattern you will see here. Okay. Now when you take up each river basin, you see wherever forests are there is a phenomenon of infiltration. That means the water that falls on the land goes to the underlying layer. That phenomenon is called infiltration. So now you see that the part of the water gets evaporated. So we have quantified that. And also you see for any society to survive, you need a water for domestic purpose, you need water for agriculture, industry, etc. We have quantified that. When you look at this case, wherever forests are there, demand for water is also higher. The farmers know the cash crop and which is much higher than the water available in the region. That's why there is no scarcity. Wherever people have degraded the forest, you see there is not enough water is deposited in underlying layer. With that, there is a scarcity of water during the post monsoon. This is what evident in Kali River Basin, Gangavati, Sharavati, and Aganagni. See, among these two are dammed, two are undammed. Across the dammed and undammed also, you can see what is the kind of the land use, land cover changes that has happened in the region. So those who are interested in this work, this we published the current science in May month. You can look at the May 10th, the journal, which is available. Download that paper and read that. Okay, if you have any queries, you can write to me. So now, when you to summarize what I said so far, you see the forest cover is so good here. Forest, the intact forests are here. Now the flora is also rich wherever forests are there. And if you see the temperature is higher in the region where the forests are there, so where forests are there, temperature is low. This is again using thermal data you can analyze. Then you can see the animal distribution we have analyzed and the flow duration. This is the region where 12 months water is available. This is where the 6 to 8 months water is available. Green color. This is 4 months water is available. Now, when you look at this pollution, also this region there are industries and sewage from the street. Because the river here, that's where there are pollution. There are industrial pollutants also. So that is what it shows. Where humans are there, where pollution are there, where nature is there, sustained environment is there. Now, if you look at, there is a surplus water situation in the region which meets the societal demand, while there is a deficit in this region. Okay. Now, to understand the biodiversity, again, as the computer engineer, you understand the power of the data. Now, you should also know how we compile the ecosystem data. Say, for example, if we take a district, as I said, the district falls in three agroclimatic zones: coast, the hills, and the plain. Now, we select the grid because the entire study region is 10,000 square kilometers. That's where we divide the district into the 1 hectare grid. 5 minutes by 5 minutes grid or the 9 kilometer by 9 kilometer grid. So this grid, we choose a representative grid for our field data collection. When we choose this grid, we lay a transom with a quadrant. In this quadrant, we compile the tree information. Within that two quadrant of 5 meters, we have a shrub, And within that four quadrants, wherein herbs like grasses, etc., we collect. Along with that, we collect the animal details and also the water. If we encounter water body, we collect the water sample and we analyze that. So that means water, flora, the plant, and the animal details are collected from the feed. So that's how we compare the data from the feed. Okay. Now these are all the sampling locations where we have collected, and this is the broadly the vegetation cover from the vegetation map. That's where collateral data is. This is a French Institute map which gives broadly where the evergreen forest, where deciduous forest. We have chosen the representatively. You know that what is the number of sample one has to do get the representative or the picture of the entire region. We have taken the measures to have the adequate samples from the study region. So now this is the sample region where we have collected the plant details and animal details. Okay. Now we are prioritizing the region to find out which is ecologically sensitive, which are to be protected on highest priority. As I said earlier, we divided the district into 5 minutes by 5 minutes. We collected the field data. We analyze. This is where your domain is there. You do the data analysis, develop the decisions about system, etc. And also you will help with the land use, land analysis and ecological data, geoclimatic, hydrology. That means people working with ecosystem or ecology and environment has a huge data. Only I think they are not equipped to do the analysis. Whereas you people know how to analyze, but you do not have that kind of data. So if you have an interdisciplinary part, that means you join and to do this kind of the field data collection, you can do a marvelous job in the algorithms which will help the society. Now we have collected this, then we have prioritized the grids which are depending on the forest cover and fragmentation, tree, etc. And then those grids are given the weight based on the extent of forest cover and all these variables. Then when you do the aggregation of the thing, whichever the grid has the highest result, you have prioritized them as 1, 2, 3, 4. That's how we come to the ecologically sensitive region. Now to put it in simpler words, how do we prioritize? You take land use. See, from remote sensing data, you can do the land use analysis, the extent of forest cover, which I showed. If it is more than 80%, you have assign 10. If it is 60 to 80, you have 7, and like that. Similarly, you have plants. The similar criteria we use it for various things. With the rain, if there are very high rain, we give the higher mark. While the lower rain, you have the lower resistance. Like this, we have done the data collection for various variables, and we now prioritize the grid based on the extent of cover. Now, see, then aggregation of all those. See, when you overlay the various data layers, naturally each grid will have a multiple layers. You can generate a composite metric. So once you have a composite this one, based on this, you can say which are the grids have the highest result. Accordingly, you can prioritize them. Now, for example, you have divided a district into the 9 kilometer by 9 kilometers. Now, using remote sensing data, you can forest cover is great. Now, depending on the extent of forest cover, you can assign the rank or you can assign the weight. Forest cover greater than 80%, the rank is 10. When 60 to 80%, 7. Like that, similarly, the next layer, you have the plants, animals. You can have the ranking based on the kind of the plants that are there. There are endemic species that means locally important species are there. You will be the highest weight. Okay. Then similarly, animals like that, you see the rainfall, higher rainfall, medium rainfall, low rainfall region. So accordingly, you will be the assigned the weight. Then the water availability in the street, 12 months, 8 months, 6 months, and 4 months. Now, accordingly, we will assign the weight. These are all the feed data what we have compiled from the sample grid. Accordingly, we have assigned the data. Okay. Then the energy in the region, solar energy, wind, bioenergy, and social aspect. That are tribal population, the forest dwelling community. Now, grid as a study committee, we have said that we have assigned 10. Now, all these layers, you overlay one above the other. For each grid, you will have, if you have 10 layers, for each grid, you will have 10 values. When you add it, the values, if all the values are 10, you will get 100. So then, based on that, you will go on grade. Because the grade has the highest mark, 80 to 100, you will say closely sensitive region 1. Then the next is 2, 3, and 4. That's how this kind of analysis also helps in identifying identifying the regions for conservation. That means the big data has helped in making detailed analysis and the decision making. Now, see, these are ecologically sensitive 1, 2, 3, 4. So now you can see that only the panchayat boundary. Now, because this is a georeference data, you can overlay the panchayat boundary is also georeference so that you can see which are the panchayat comes under ecologically sensitive region 1, 2, 3, 4. So that means you can go down to the disaggregated level at the panchayat level you can analyze. Similarly, you can overlay the village. You can find out how many villages are in ESR 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. Then the backend your decision support system will help you in telling why that particular village or a panchayat is ecologically sensitive. When you click on this, you will get the associated data. Meters to what kind of forest cover, what is the composition of evergreen forest, how much is the plantation, what kind of species are there, all those things. So when you develop this, you see that it helps in decision making. As you all know, Biodiversity Act was enacted in the country Parliament in 2002. As per the Act, every district, the panchayat should have biodiversity management committee. That depending on the kind of the biodiversity in the region, they will allow the project or not allow the project to empower them this kind of decision support system. So that means the simple tool what you develop in the form of decision support system or expert system with the back end of this the data, one can visualize the what kind of decision should be taken and why that decision so that what if scenarios also they can analyze also. Okay. Now you understood the linkage features across the various this one. I have demonstrated the water availability, biodiversity, ecology, hydrology linkages. You see that this is a region. You are rich in the biodiversity as well as the water. Here is the region only two-legged animals are there without water, whereas here two-legged animals have converted forest into the plantation. That's how the forests have become only the seasonal forest. Okay. Now, let me take you to the another example of the urban dynamics. Urbanization is happening. Even Hubli, Dharwad, you see the urbanization is happening. Your MP is also very keen in urbanizing the region. He is more interested in having the cement concrete heating than the routines from the your region. So that is where you see that irrational decision how it leads to the catastrophe. Let us try to understand. In the process to understand the urban dynamics, you can have the acquire the data using the remote sensing data and also other data. Then you rectify, that is the pre-process, then georegister, rectify the reading. You can mosaic the various scenes for your study region. Then you can do the further analysis, collect the training data, do the image classification, do the accuracy assessment. That means you have done the land use analysis for one time. Multiple time when you do it, you have the data for various time periods. With that, you should be able to find out what was the kind of the change that was happening over the last decade and what is likely to happen in the 10 years or 20 years down the line. You should be able to analyze. Am I audible to all? Madam?
Yes, sir.
Okay, can you ask someone to summarize so that the other part I can plan according to that? If someone can say this one, analyze, summarize, that would be, I would be very happy. Madam Anita, can you ask someone to summarize? Should I call out the name?
Sir, you can continue, sir. 2 minutes, sir.
Madam, I will continue, but I want somebody to summarize. Can you randomly choose somebody so that I will know that whether I have communicated properly? Because this is a virtual classroom. Now I need to understand when the people are understanding what I am speaking. Because I'll go to the next thing. If I have understood, I can do it faster. That's fine.
Okay, sir. Anita, ma.
Madam, I think I will call out the name. Probably person can summarize. Okay.
Okay, sir.
I have seen some names earlier, so it's up. Observe.
Good afternoon, sir. I am Professor Biradar from SDM Engineering College, Dharwad, sir.
Yeah, please.
I have a few queries and these things, sir. That I gone through your presentation and as you took that Uttarakhand district example, sir, and we are really very happy. It is our neighbor district because we are in Dharwad.
Dr. Biradar, I am asking you to summarize queries. I will take it up at the end. Okay. Please summarize. Okay. If you have into it, please summarize.
Especially that we are really happy, sir, that because you took that this image processing work and this is and because I was slightly correlating this work with this our big data as you address our big data problem and we wanted to know that how we can solve this problem using big data Hadoop because it does that parallel processing and I think if we do it using single CPU or single computing process, we are not able to do that work, sir. So I was thinking that nowadays that there are your work that you shown us that map and all, and you shown us that that entire image can be split into smaller grids, and those grids we can give it to that different computing units, and they can quickly process the data. And if they give us, and it is like dividing the task and small pieces, and that each grid that different pieces, different machines they can compute and they can give us, and we can merge the result. And I was thinking in terms of computation. That's what, sir. I was looking at in that particular direction, sir.
The computation is a big problem in the whole process. You say, my student do the computation using a simple laptop. You don't need a high-end computing to handle this data. Okay, so I do not agree with that thing saying that you need to feed it at the grid level. So if you know that how to handle the data, probably become easier. See the simple laptop. You know what is available in the market today with the RAM of about 8 or the 16 GB, they have been doing it. You have not moved to the supercomputer or anything. This district data they have analyzed for 4 months. Okay? Since we collected the field data. Okay?
Yes, sir.
Anyone else want to summarize?
Yes, sir. This is Lakshmikant from Sri Vasu Engineering College, Tadepalligodu, Andhra Pradesh. Sir, in your presentation is an excellent work you done with respect to the environment. Majority of the wetlands now is in polluting, and the water resources are also is been decreasing because of the deforestation. And what are the precautions we need to be taken has been you are excellently explained, and about the spatial data, how to work on it in the terms of computing like big data analysis. So what man-made mistakes has been doing without unknown without the knowledge, like whatever we want, we are simply deforestation without thinking of the future perspective, and we're doing layouts, and with the industrial waste we are polluting the wetlands, and all these affects the future generation. Your research will excellently useful, and it will put an insight, a focus on all the participants, so that a lot of scope in environment side and ecology side, so that the work can be carried. This is what my observation. It's an excellent work by you, and we learn a lot of things from your presentation, sir. Thank you, sir.
Okay, thank you, Lakshmikant. You have summarized partly, but I will continue the journey. I see the moment I
Yes, sir.
started asking people to summarize, like some students in the classroom, the faculty have also started leaving from the room. Very unfortunate, but still I will continue the journey. I am not worried of one or two leaving the system, but I am sure there are many more people like Lakshmikant listening to me carefully. I will give a case study of Bangalore, how the data analysis was helpful. We have used a huge data, but we have done the job to a simple computer. We understood how to handle this big data. Today, my students know how to analyze the data without going for a higher resource demand. Okay, so now coming to the urban dynamics, downloaded the data from the land side. That is freely available data we have downloaded. We have used the freeware, and some students have done their own the programming to analyze the land use. So that's where the efficiency we achieve. And now when you look at the various modeling techniques we have used, we have used both non-agent and agent-based models. And I'm sure as a computer engineer, you all know what are the agents. Once you understand the behavior of the agent, the modeling becomes more robust and more useful to the system. Now, this is the kind of the agent-based modeling which we have with it. We try to understand the behavior of the agent, we capture the fuzziness. Now, with that knowledge, we have tried to incorporate with the likely scenario for what is likely to happen from 10 years from now. Okay. Now, these publications are available online. Since I have only 15 or 20 minutes, I try to wind up soon. Okay. Now, let us look at the kind of the results what we have got for Bangalore. See, you all know that Bangalore is like a small hill. It's not a ridge. See, it gives the undulation and the water which flows in three directions. That's where we have three watersheds for broadly divided for Bangalore. This is one. This is the second watershed. This is the third watershed. This is the Vishwavati. This is the watershed. Now, when you look at the land use dynamics, data of different types, we have analyzed the land uses in the Bangalore. Now, what you see here is this is 1970 data, 2019 data. When you analyze here, you see the 740 square kilometer geographical area of Bangalore. This is the boundary of Bangalore. 68% is under green. That means the trees, vegetation, etc. 7.97% is red. And you see blue are the water body, yellow is the open space. Now here you see industrialization, you see things of static space. That means you can capture the behavior of the agent also. 99 with you can see that with ITPP coming up with the outskirts, things started changing. Then intensification started happening. The 2017 and 2019, you see 81% is under red, while only 3% or 4% is under vegetation. Now, these where all water bodies we have lost, we have mapped. This is the beauty of the spatial analysis. It helps in analyzing what the changes have happened. There are 3,055% increase in the urban area or the concrete area in the city. We have lost 88% vegetation and 79% water body. And if this trend continues, 94% is completed by 2020 and 98.5% would be completed by 2025. Okay. Now, we also try to look at the using agent-based modeling. This is the prediction of what we said. This is the work done in 2018. We predicted, and now when you analyze the current year data, it almost tallies to what we have they talked about here. See, this I have published the editorial so for interested can go to my article, which also was published in the various the dailies, the newspapers, etc., and also electronic media has reported of this one. Now, if you look at the Western Ghats, which I have been talking about, we looked at what is the kind of the because there are many people who question why we need trees, etc. To answer to them, we try to say that what kind of resources are there, what is the kind of job they are doing. We have done a research study of the plants and animals using remote sensing data. This is the region now Western Ghats. Now we also found out what is the kind of carbon store and what is the likely scenario of the land use we have analyzed. We analyzed from 1985 to 2020, and then with that knowledge we predicted for 2031. This would be the state of forest in 2030, and this kind of fragmentation that's possible that is happening in the region by 2030. The current this gives the level of the biomass that is there. You know, the trees, the trunk, etc. So we quantify that, and this is the carbon that is stored in the tree, and this is the soil carbon. This is the combination of all these three layers, So then, every year there is an increment. We have captured that. we have simulated what is the likely scenario, if we have the management, or if we allow the growth to continue, how much carbon we will lose in the system, we try to understand. Because you all know the carbon, if it is not removed from the environment, they will form a greenhouse gas. They are greenhouse gas, they form a thick layer, which in the process of Earth become warmer. When Earth becomes warmer or a global warming happens, there will be changes in climate. That is when you will see high intensity rainfall happening in the Kodagu or in other part of the country. It is because of the changes in climate. So that is where when you have trees in the forest, that helps in removing the carbon from the atmosphere, the photosynthesis. We have quantified that every year how much it removes. And when you do the deforestation, how much ability of carbon sequestration we lose, also we have quantified. And also likely implication on the temperature, rainfall, and rainy days we have discussed. When you see that, these are all the analysis one can do. See, this is the work done by one of my students in 4 months, or the 4.5 months. So once the data is available, analysis is quite faster and easier, and he uses his own laptop, not the supercomputer or anything. So now the whatever the analysis we have done, you see that 5% decline in the forest during 85 to 2080, and forest stores about 1.23 billion gigagrams of the carbon in the vegetation and soil, and there is a likelihood of increase in the mean temperature of 0.5 degrees Celsius and decline in the rainy days. See, the rain which was supposed to be there for 35 to 40 days, the same quantum of rain when it falls in a shorter duration, then you will have a flooding happening in the region because people would have removed the forest, the infiltration won't happen, all the water will flow on the land, because of that flooding will happen. And every year this forest in the western Ghats was storing about 37,000 kilogram of carbon, which is equivalent to 2 tons the emission in the transportation and industry sector. So this is the benefit of having the forest in the western Ghats. Now, let me give some of the success stories, what we have been doing, like all of you. We also do the teaching, I also do the research. In addition to that, we also do this kind of the capacity building. I have a network of institutions wherein we have the environment education program in the various schools and colleges, and about 45 institutions are there. I also organize training program workshops, and also I come for various FTP program, etc. And I organize a symposium popularly known as the Lake Symposium. I've been doing from 98. Now the 12th event I'm organizing is this year. That is going to be next week during 28th to 30th. And you can create new lists and plan native traffic. So I'm not just preaching you. I have done this. You can see this. If you come to my campus, Indian of Science campus, you will see the scenery. Every year we add at least 100 to 200 trees into this. And when you come, I invite you all to come for the Lake Symposium. It's during 28th to 30th December. So most welcome. You will see many case studies like this, what I presented during the event from international and national experts, and also from the school children on one day. Now, this gives a glimpse of the water body and the forest which we have created in the campus. And this is a climber from Western Ghats is there in the campus. Now, to understand this, this is the water body I have created in the campus back in 2008. It stores about 10 lakh liters of water. I stay on the campus, and my family uses 500 liters every day. That means 500 into 365 days, we consume 1.6 lakh liters of water. But I am storing 10 lakh liters of water. Ladies and gentlemen, you should know that what we consume when we give back to the nature, the 10 times that there won't be scarcity in the region. At least that is what evident from this work. Okay. Now you see this has become a recreation spot, not only for the students. You can see the animals like this. At one end, Bangalore is there. Other end, I see this kind of animals in my campus. That is because of the greenery and the kind of water bodies we have created. This is the water. If water is there, it must be getting enough food, because I don't take go and feed the fish every day. But nature has provided that. You can say 2005, I am taking measurement. 2009 onwards, the various years, the lake like this. This is the algae. This is food factor. This is fish. And this is the part of bird in that region. So I can see the otter also. And also this region has large number of snakes. Recently, one of my students got the snake, the skin of the snake. He asked him to measure, because I believe in metrics as a scientist. When he measures, he asked him to do the data to find out what is the maximum length for the he reported in the country. Now, what we have in campus is in the country, 240 centimeters. There is a gentleman who are all listening to me. We are number one. I belong to Indian society. We are number one in the country. The institution, research institution, also among the top 100. We are number one because of our students. Not only students excel in the campus, even the animals also excel. That's what they say. It is otherwise 240 centimeters less in my campus, in my area, 79 centimeters. Okay. So now, when I meet people, I also motivate them to take up some of the nature-friendly initiatives. This is a gentleman met me. He is from Murugapuri. He is a saint from Murugapuri. He met me in 2016, because 2014 and 2015 there was a water scarcity in the region. He had heard from the media that I am traveling in the region. Then he met me one day. He asked me what can be done in his land, which is 12 acres land. The next day, my students and myself, we visited the region. We did the topography survey. We did the what is the rainfall and all those analysis we did in the lab. Then in 15 days, we gave a report to him in the May month. Within 15 days, we implemented the water body. It stores 15 lakh liters of water. And the next June, when there was rain, we stored the water is collected. And the spoilers. The success is because everyone involved in this exercise are in the state is in, and also you see the youth, the large, the science and engineering, or and also the CEO is also actively involved in the initiative. When I saw the success here, I found that there is success because of the CEO and the full band of income. Then they also took up the planting of native species in the catch. Okay. Next year, I made sure that this gentleman implements the water body in his campus with those 25 lakh liters of water, and you can see them also taking up the planting as per our suggestion. So now you can see the gentleman with his students standing and they observing the water getting collected during the rain. When I look at this 2018, you can see the greenery with the water. You can see a smile on our face. Myself, my students are here. And then 2019, when I went there, again, I visited this institution and take classes there. So this gentleman who was alone, the bachelor, when the water body was created, within a 6 months of creating the water body, he got a partner. Now she takes entire family, the joint family thing. Compared to the boys who are in Bangalore who choose their partner through the Facebook and then file a divorce the next week. Unlike that, when you do the nature friendly initiative, you will get the right gift from the nature so that you can run your family happily. This is what is evidence from this simple history. Now, if you come to the Gokarna, which is adjacent to your district, you will see a temple pond which was degrading. I am just demonstrating helps in understanding the pattern in the system. Now, see, this water body was contaminated and it was smelling. Local youth approached me, and according to them, their invitation, we visited the place, collected the water sample, analyzed why the water is getting spoiled. We found it is because of the rituals. After the rituals, people they do the visalina of rice balls, then fruit and the flowers in the water body, which decay and slowly the smell exists from them. Now I cannot stop this practice. What I did is I had a meeting with the pig. Now according to my suggestion, there is a place where people can do the visalina of rice balls. When it comes, the fees collect 25 rupees. The 25 rupees we have the revenue of 20 to 25,000 per month, which is given to the NGO. The NGO has hired 3 youth. Their job is to do the DVD and take out excess rice balls from this fee, yeah, and give it to the Goshala where cattle are there. In the meanwhile, we introduce the fish which also eats the rice. That's our ecological engineering approach. Now you all know the Gokarna temple is known for Shiva. Shiva was got the water to the land, but poor Shiva was getting the contaminated water and the taking uptake of the contaminated water before he made us. Now last 3 years, he has been getting uptake of clean water. Now Shiva must be happy. You might ask me why, how do you know that Shiva is happy? You are all listening to me. So probably the Shiva must have sent you all to listen to me so that you can do the similar work in your hometown or in your village. And also, see, now we are one among the top 100, and also I feature in the top 2% of the highest ranking based on the publication. So that means the Ashwa has done its job on your delivery. So you check the key. So that's the message you need to have. When you trouble your neighbors or your family members, you will get this kind of situation. When you make everyone to smile, you will also be happy. Okay? Now this is the kind of environment we work. So when we work in a clean environment, we have a harmonious state of mind, body and spirit. That's why most of us are very healthy. So you can see me walking in the forest. And this is the kind of experiment the children do when they come for a lake symposium. We train them. See the children are between the certain height of tree to find out how much carbon is stored. Or in the water body, they do the catchment mapping using GPS. Then they do the analysis, data analysis, spatial analysis. They do the topography analysis. They also to collect the water sample. They have been trained how to collect the sample. They go to field, collect it. They come to our lab and do the analysis. And similarly, the children who are in rural areas, they do the documentation of biodiversity in the spaces. We have tried the last 4 5 years. We have been successful in documenting biodiversity in 300 plus places, but the government has not been successful. So the children interact with us. We do the training, how to collect the thing, how to identify the plants and animals. Then we have the evaluation to do that. Okay, this is in another the Northern Karnataka school. We have the children do the experiment, demonstrate to us. You can see my students and myself being there. So then they come to the lake symposium. The children take part and our national and international take part and government officials and ministers take part in the thing. This is a forum for everyone to say, come and learn from the what we have done. So if you come to my campus, you will see this flag was planted by me when I was a student. When I was a student, I was fascinated by this architecture. I felt that I should have it in Bangalore, that is the campus. I got the seeds of this the Bangalore. Out of the 14 seeds, 7 seeds I planted in 7 locations. Out of the 7 locations, it has survived in only 1 location. That is at this next to the building where I've been working for the last 2.5 decades. So it was planted by me when I was a student. Now it occupies about 2 hectares in the region, 2 hectares of the rainforest in front of the building. Okay, we get a feel of the rainforest. In front of the building, we created a mini forest, of 49 species hectare area, 500 sapling. Today it has become a big forest in the region. You will see slender lories and various animals in this vegetation, viper and other snakes in the region. Now another method is that when we created the forest, before creating the forest, the groundwater table was 150 feet when partaking was there. Today, you come and look at the water table, which was 150 feet earlier. Today, I have the water 5 to 10 feet. I have the data to demonstrate the linkage between the water and the forest or the vegetation. Now, this is the model I am asking the government of Karnataka to replicate in various parts of Bangalore and various villages throughout the Karnataka so that Karnataka will have the benefit of having the water through the situation than the water situation. That's the building, these are the population you can see, which I have written the books, etc. And we have been doing the capacity building for the people working in industry and university. Some of faculty from civil engineering department has taken part in this course from Asian College of Engineering and some of you might have attended my course. This is the 18th session I just completed in the first week of December. The next session is during the 18th session. So the last has been offering this course in the this is the international based course which I started way back in 2004. Even before COVID, I have been giving the online course. Okay. So now my students are working away from the water body. But today when you look at the country, because of the spatial analysis, I could map the what is the solar potential in the country and we did the solar data analysis. And whatever the work we did in 2010, because of that today solar program in the country has happened. Now my students are working on the biofuel from algae, bioethanol from algae. So now when I look at the country landscape, we have 65% of population are young youth and we have abundant solar energy and the biofuel. If we harvest all these things, we can make the country developed country. For a country to be a developed country, all the youngsters should join hands. That is where we need the technically competent, competent youngsters in the system. That is the purpose of this kind of facility development program or a capacity development program. Now, those who are interested in my work, you can write me it out, or we can in fact later after this presentation. see, and you can also see the date index, etc. Okay. Now this is a web page wherein you see all the data, including the content details are put here. When you click on the research paper, all the publics are archived in a PDF format is available, organized by. Similarly, you have the hands and the flora of the western guards and the etc. I need a multidisciplinary group. So I am an engineer, but my students are biologists and other. We work on computers. We work with computers. We develop the digital support system. So that way, the expertise has knowledge has no barrier. If you learn, you can excel in many domains. That's what we have demonstrated. And if you have done a good job, it's because of the youngsters who are working with me. So when they do a good job, you will have a smile in the system. And thank you very much for listening to me. It is 4 o'clock. The time given to me is till 4 o'clock. I am concluding my talk. So, and if there are any queries, I would be very happy to respond to the queries. Okay, madam?
Thank you, sir.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you very much, sir, for your valuable information.
Yeah, if there are queries, I would be happy to answer.
The problem what we face is getting the images, sir, in this, like in the remote sensing, the problem there everybody will be facing is getting the images is very difficult here, sir. So then,
So that is not correct, madam. I have shown you the web pages. They have been downloaded. You know, my students who come from engineering college as an intern in my lab without any cost, they do the remote sensing analysis. Landsat data is available. Or if you want the latest data, National Remote Sensing Center, the
Yes.
data at low cost. For example, Cartosat data, which is only 1 meter resolution, you can get it 2,000 rupees per seat. So the days are exclusive for data not available in over. For the last 15 or 20 years, things have improved globally. And now all of us, I am involved in various committees and all. We have been pushing for the data share, data standardization, the database creation so that publicly it can be there. With the feature, the map available for the visualization and all of this. So that way, I think things have changed there. Only thing is people have to sit and see what is available. If they have seen the thing, then probably they think that data is not available. Okay.
okay, sir.
So my advice is I showed that where all you do the simple Landsat, Google search.
Okay, sir.
So Landsat has the working and other websites, the large amount of data from 70s are available.
Okay, sir. Okay,
Okay.
sir. Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir.
Okay,
Participate.
any other question?
Anyone has a question, you can ask. Unmute your mic and ask. Participants, if you have any question, please ask.
No, madam, today morning I had a session with the school children.
Yes,
Where
sir.
I told them that whether there are any questions. 100 kids, all of them started asking the thing. Here I have seniors, but I do not know whether to me or whether they have kept the system on and gone somewhere. I'm not sure. The 30 new people, except Lakshmi, no other person has went.
Hello. Sir, this is Lakshmikant. Sir, hello.
Lakshmikant, you should also give an opportunity to others to ask questions. I would be happy, but please leave the space for others. I
Okay.
want to see whether they are there or whether they have just logged in and gone. I want to check that.
Sure, sir.
My curiosity is whether they are there. If everybody is switch on the video, I would like to see who all are there. There is somebody by name Spice of Maharashtra. I wanted to see that person, Spice of Maharashtra. So Abdul Salim that the mic is not working. I hope now it is working, I suppose. Perhaps you can unmute him and say he is trying to speak something. Abdul Salim. Okay, are there any questions? Okay. Okay, Mr. Lakshmikant, looks like that you are representing all of them. You can pose a question.
Really wonderful by listening your research. Sir, how particular this particular research is affecting our countries? How, I mean, my question is, like research is going on. How these governments are really concerned about this research in actually incorporating? Because research is doing, people like you, people is doing, but still urbanization and deforestation is going on. And Bangalore, like city, I've stayed. Last 20 years, completely deforestation has been happened, and there is no water bodies. Like how, like this, that is my concern. Like,
You should not be disappointed or a pessimist. For your information, you just go and ask any bureaucrat in Karnataka about any, they approach for everything, they approach English government, they know where the data is available, where the expertise is available. We have been helping both the national government as well as the state government in various ways. Okay, if a similar support is given by other academicians throughout the country, probably we could have conveyed some of the mismanagement. That has not happened in the country. I look forward for many people to take part in the decision making with this kind of capacity building program. I'm sure many can do in the system. It's not necessarily only one or two have to do it. You can also be any program. So look at the master. You can take the knowledge program. And you should be able to do it in your finger. For example, if you are from Andhra Pradesh or Telangana, instead of Telangana government approaching me, how it happened with the Hyderabad, I'm sure with this kind of capacity building program, you benefited and you take this message forward. And you working in Indian colleges, you will have hundreds of students who can implement this kind of ideas in no time. Whereas we have a few students, I might get maximum 20 students in a year. Whereas you people will talk about 100 or 1000 students. So you do still marvelous jobs than what I have done. Okay?
yes, sir. Thank you.
Salim? Salim? Salim?
Hello, madam.
Do you have any question you can ask, sir? Because you're aspirant of doing PhD in remote sensing area.
Yes, sir.
You can ask.
Hello, sir.
Hello?
Sir, how exactly is it to carry out the research in this field? Because as madam told, most of times we won't be getting the images. Yes, from the NRCC we'll be getting the images, but those are of less spatial resolution. We may not be able to get the accuracy. Price is one aspect regarding the multispectral is concerned, and vegetation on the vegetation side. Work done. What is its future carry for this regard?
You completed, no?
Yes, sir.
You don't resist, no?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Resolution issue was there.
Spatial resolution, and I went through many of the schools also, and what all you told, many of the vegetation, how actually urban wasteland mapping, wetland mapping, all things that was fantastic, sir.
As a youngster, my sincere advice to you is please look at the data available today. You have at the fingertips kind of data is available. There are public portals available. You can download the data. Today, resolution is not a constraint. See, what I am saying a constraint is I am not getting the right people to do the analysis. But the data is not a constraint at all. Even remote sensing data, there is a, you are getting a spatial data at 1 meter. What else do you want? Here, 1 kilometer we used to talk. 1 meter is much superior compared to 1 kilometer. The data, there is no constraint today. If there is a way to do the thing, you can do a wonderful job. I would advise you to, if you are starting your field, do the data mining first. You do the literature, do it applying to see the countries like China and some of us in India, we have demonstrated the use of this the simple technology, small sensing and GIS. The effect we are setting a global leader as far as the GIS and remote sensing is concerned. You should go out the country, but only the 10% of the populations are active in this domain. If you all of you get in hand, probably we can make the country proud. Now it is the student have taken it to the business. Today, earlier our soldiers used to get killed in the border. Today, because of this remote sensing data, the number of casualties that we have brought it down. So, anyway, the data is not a constraint. Okay, I hope you will respect the literature and understand this concept better. And my talk is also will be available in the right. You can download, you can do it, and some of my slides are also available. You can download and read the thing. So, any point of time you can write to me. But before approaching me, please make sure that you have done enough literature review and data mining. Okay?
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. So, madam, looks like that others are not responding. Thank you all.
Sir, Mr. A.K. Tripathi has one question, sir. The ratio of above ground biomass and below ground biomass for 2 trees to 1 is the ratio of major cause for uprooted trees in bus stops.
So, this ratio of above ground biomass and below ground biomass is different from the uprooting of trees. See, today, what we need to understand is like trees also have a different root regime. Some trees have a long tap root, while some are fibrous root. Fibrous root like the coconut, etc. are fibrous root. They are the shallow root. So why the uprooting happens? It is because the humans have destabilized the catchment. In the process, the uprooting of trees happens. If you come to Uttar Kannada district where forests are dense, you do not see any uprooting there, nor any landslides there. Wherever people have removed the large scale trees but left 1 or 2 trees on the border, there I see the uprooting happening. So it is not all the trees the uprooting happens. It is only some of the trees which do not have the proper binding of the roots with the soil will have to do the uprooting. Okay, so that is whatever will happen. We saw it is only the tree where there are instabilities introduced by the humans. It is happening there. Okay, so okay.
So thank you, sir. Thank you very much for your valuable time. Thank you very much. Thank you, everyone. Thank you, sir.
Okay, madam. Thank you very much. Thank you all. Okay, I hope you have benefited by
Yes, yes, sir. We have benefited a lot from your talk, and we have got to know so many information about the remote sensing technology and about your research work also, so that we can guide other students to go in this manner, go in this way. Because remote sensing is very rare technology which is being used in computer science now. Usually everybody will go in some medical image processing and other things. So remote image processing is very areas.
Madam, I am teaching a course on remote sensing, and my students are from computer science.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So that's where we can move towards the expert system.
Yes, sir.
Push the students to do that. They will do that. Once they come to know
Yes, sir.
that there are huge data is available, they can do the pattern recognition and the artificial intelligence, all those things they can write out here.
Yes, sir. Yes. Thank you, sir. Thank you very much for spending your valuable time. Yes, sir.
Okay, madam. Thank you very much.
Thank you.